All right, so a lot of people are thinking that we are getting a Tales of the Abyss remaster, and I don't know. I really don't know. So let's open this and see what this says. Bandai Namco files new Tales of Abyss trademark. Bandai Namco Entertainment has filed a new trademark for Tales of the Abyss, which could suggest that a remaster is on the way. If so, the Tales of the Abyss remaster will be a part of the franchise's 2-year-long 30th anniversary project, as producer Yusuke Tamazura previously teased. The Tales of Abyss trademark was filed on Tuesday, January 16th, according to the official filing. It went public on Friday, January 24th. Bandai Namco did not make any 30th anniversary related announcements at the time of this writing, but it's possible that the game announcements could be made at the Tales of Fiesta 2025 this June. This December, producer Tamizawa teased that Bandai Namco is planning more announcements for the franchise's 30th anniversary project after the release of Tales of Grace F Remastered. He also noted that Bandai Namco plans to remaster Tales of games fairly consistently, and that the company has a dedicated development line for the remaster projects. As a result, we can expect to see announcements in 2025 and 2026. Tales of Grace F Remastered launched on January 17th, 2025 for Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, Xbox Series XIS, and PC via Steam. The remastered version will include enhanced visuals and gameplay, the ability to switch encounter resolve, 80 previously re- released DLCs, and note all versions of the game will run at 60 FPS, with the exception of the Nintendo Switch version. Damn, why they have to do that? Why they have to shit on the Switch like that? Thing really said, "Yeah, man, everything's gonna run at 60 except the Nintendo Switch." Yeah, that was aggressive. So you can see why people are thinking that Abyss is gonna get a remaster. I don't know. I don't know, because like someone was saying, trademarks don't mean anything on their own. Get excited when people get excited when Nintendo trademarks renews F Zero's trademarks or whatever, and nothing ever comes of it. That's very true, because every time I think about like companies trademarking, I think of when Nintendo trademarked, what was it, Pokemon Gray, and people thought that we were getting like Pokemon Gray version after Pokemon Black and White came out, but no, Nintendo just did that so that people can't use that website for anything. What's it called? Like squandering? They can't squander on that website. So that's the reason why Nintendo does it, and I imagine other companies would also. So this doesn't mean that that's like confirmed we're getting one, but it's a possibility. And I mean, I've never played Tales of the Abyss. I want to, but I just never have, because when it first came out, like in forever ago, I didn't have a PS2 or I wasn't like a Tales of fan at the time, since I've only been a Tales of fan for like the last couple of years. I think. Yeah, since yeah. It hasn't been that long, but it's been long enough. And I'm slowly making my way down to other Tales of games, but I just haven't gotten to like the PS2 ones because I don't have a PS2. So, yeah. There is a 3DS version of it. I've played a little bit of it, but I'm not gonna lie. No. I don't know I don't know why Nintendo does this with certain things. Like they put stuff on weird consoles, and this is definitely one of those. Like Tales of Abyss being on the 3DS is incredibly crazy in my eyes. But if that's the way you're able to play Tales of the Abyss, that's the way you're able to play it. I would personally just wait for like a remaster, or other ways to play it. I'm not gonna say how, but other ways. So this is a very interesting thing, because I remember this vaguely about them talking about this, and I do wonder if they are gonna do this. especially since the Tales of Grace remaster apparently is really good. Once again, I've never played Tales of Grace. I want to, but I have a million other things to beat before I can do that. And yeah, I do think there can be a time to where like we get like a Tales of Fantasia remake, since that was like literally the first Tales of game. So I would like that because Tales of Fantasia is only playable on Game Boy Advance, and I think something else. But the Game Boy Advance version of that game looks so weird. Everybody's chibi. It looks off. I'm not gonna lie. I want to play it because I like the way Crest looks, but either I'm gonna wait for a remake or I'm not gonna play it at all. Um, but yeah, this is definitely interesting. This is handwriting. All right, I'm not reading all this. I'm not reading all this. Can you see they removed Abyss? Oh, oh! I didn't realize that they removed Abyss from the. Okay, maybe. Hey, this might mean something because it's kind of weird for them to take off Tales of the Abyss from like the PlayStation Network if they're not planning on remastering it like soon. You know, it's kind of like when they okay, so you guys know what fun. Okay, you guys know what Final Fantasy is, right? You know, popular game, Final Fantasy, you know, introduced Cloud, Tifa, those guys. Okay, so a few years back, they made a Final Fantasy pixel remaster of all of the Final Fantasy games that were on Game Boy Advance. And some of those games, like Final Fantasy V, had another version of the game to where it was for phones. Same thing with Final Fantasy VI. They were both for phones, but when the Pixel Remaster came out, they took those ones off Steam. So what that means is, essentially, if you did not buy those games on Steam, like when they were on there, you can't do it no more. So let me. Okay, so we're here, and you see how it says old version. This means that like this version is unplayable no more. And if you scroll down, I'm gonna take so much shit from this. Um, it says, notice Final Fantasy Old version is no longer available on the Steam store. About this game. This game is no longer available for purchase after July 27th, 2021. Instead, please purchase the pixelated remaster version of Final Fantasy V coming soon. So, I imagine that them taking off Tales of the Abyss from the network is probably a good sign of that, because you know it wouldn't make any sense for them to have the old version of Tales of the Abyss if they're going to remaster it, remake it, whatever. So it could mean that, but at the same time, it could just mean that they're registering the trademark so that way people can't make websites using Tales of the Abyss. I guess we will have to wait and see, but if this does get a remake, God help me, because I'm going to want to play that, because I'm not going to lie. I have been wanting to play Tales of the Abyss for such a long time just because I like the way Luke looks. Okay? That's it. That's it. I like the way bro looks. He looks cool. But I haven't been able to play it because, once again, I have like 1,000 things I have to finish up, and I just haven't gotten to it. But, you know, depending on when this gets released, if this does happen, you know, I might have to put some stuff on the back burner. But we'll have to see. If they do make a Tales of Abyss remake, are you going to play it? Have you played it before? And who's your favorite Tales of character? For me, it's a tie between Yuri, uh, Velvet, and even though I have not finished your game yet, Lloyd, just because like, yeah, Lloyd has two swords. Okay, he looks fucking sick, and that's it. So, yeah, I guess we'll have to wait and see what happens. If I remember, I might make an update on this if anything happens. But until then, I will see you all in the next video. And also, in Lost Claudia, the second character that came out was, in fact, the dude from Tales of... I almost said Tales of Grace. From Tales of Arise. So, yeah, and also...